Hello, everybody. Welcome into my channel. My name is Roxanne, and this is Alchemy of Acrimony. So, thank you once again for joining me whenever and wherever you find this video. And so, with that being said, hold on one sec. Let me, okay. So, some stuff up, so I just want to make sure I don't lose it. But anywho, thank you so much for being here. I do have my morning coffee because where I am at, it is morning time. Actually, it's 9:46 in the morning on the West Coast in Cali. So I do have coffee. I will be sipping on it from time to time. Sorry if that bothered you, but for those of you that have already been here, you know that I love to have my morning coffee. So thank you so much for coming in. I feel the need to tell you, come in. Don't be shy. For those of you that haven't subscribed yet to my channel, I encourage you to subscribe. Please like these videos, share, and leave a beautiful comment if you feel led and drawn to. But yes, so it's morning time with Jack. All right. Yeah. So before I get my personal day started, I've been thinking about my Leos all night, and it was really hard for me to sleep. I was excited. So I don't know if some of you out there are feeling excited about something. I don't know if you're looking into going somewhere, especially now that if you are on the West Coast and you are, where, enjoying anywhere on this side where the weather is getting better, because I know over here it's getting really nice. Actually, it's getting a little bit hot. And I'm not going to lie to you. I like spring weather. When it comes to summer, no, I opt out. It's too much. I actually adore rainy, stormy, thundery, winter seasons, fall, or when it rains in the springtime. I enjoy the spring weather because it's like not too hot, not too cold, but 90, pushing it. 100-degree weather, no thank you. It's like I'd rather deal with the cold because I can bundle up and I love to be cuddled up under blankets and the whole thing. But hotness, you can't get away from it. It's like the only safe place for you is like somewhere inside AC, right? But then you're cooped up having to be indoors just to get away from the heat, So no thanks. Unless you're at the beach, a lake, on a boat, it's different. That's fun. But still, and me, I burn. I tend to I get of course I get red, and I get more tan, and then having to deal with the sunburn afterwards is just horrible. So I don't know. I'm not really huge on the super hot summers, but because the weather is getting a lot more prettier out there, I know some of you probably couldn't wait for that, and so maybe you're excited to go somewhere. The first word that popped up into my mind was theme parks. So I don't know if any of you are getting ready to visit theme parks, somewhere you've been really wanting to go. 333 on the clock as I said that. So for those of you that know the way I rock and the way I flow on this channel, it's whatever comes out. And to write down, have your paper and your pencil ready to write down all these messages that Spirit is putting out there, right? I'm really big with angel numbers. I'm big with synchronicities and signs. So that's your first one of the read. 333, okay? 333. So with that being said, we're going to dive right into it, okay? And I'm just going to start pulling oracle, tarot, whatever I'm led to do, but my eyes were really drawn to, let me show you guys the cover. It's the Dead Inside deck. It's a lot of, I don't know, sarcastic humor, I guess, but I love that. I love sarcasm. So here we go. All right. So for my Leos, my fiery Leos, I hope you liked that little short 6-second video that I created for you guys. I was really inspired to get on here and start to play around with 444 as I'm saying that, 444 on the clock. So we got 333, 444. It looks like we're ascending. Okay. So I don't know, some of you are working on your spirituality, trying to ascend either in your job, something that you're working on, a goal, a project, trying to ascend in life, maybe something that I'm getting the need to tell somebody that if you're looking towards maybe quitting a bad habit, whatever that looks like for you, it could be a wide array of things, right? But if you're looking to do that and work on yourself, maybe getting back in the gym, maybe starting the gym, maybe, I don't know, looking at, getting into healthier eating habits, or maybe quitting a little bit of the alcohol. I know I've done that a lot of times where I, when I start to give that up, when I want to ascend myself personally, I start to give up a little bit of the alcohol. Yeah, so if some of you are looking into doing that, I see the ascension with that. I see where you guys are going to thrive. You stay focused and you put some of that Leo fire into what you're doing, right? Okay, so let me see. I'm seeing, okay, it's funny because I'm looking down, I'm seeing ashes on my crystals. So for those of you that I know, I believe Easter is coming up, and I'm seeing church, those of you that go to church, or maybe you take, your family to church around that time. I'm seeing a lot of family time being spent. Maybe that's something that you're excited for. Maybe there's a lot of events, especially with Easter. Maybe you're looking forward to spending time with the fam bam, your kids. I'm looking forward to it, to actually do all the beautiful things I used to do with my kids when they were smaller, but doing that with my grandchildren now. So I'm very blessed to have two beautiful, beautiful grandchildren. And so they're so little that they're still able to enjoy all those little great things of Easter egg hunts. And I'm not going to lie, I still enjoy Easter egg hunts, and I'm almost 50. So, and so for those of you out there that maybe that's what you're excited about, right? The Easter egg hunt, enjoying that, right? I think it'd actually be pretty cool to buy the really big sized eggs, and then for the adults, do like a separate hunt, but do it at night where you can't really see anything, and don't allow anybody to use or take their cell phones out, and search for the eggs. And inside those big eggs, put like little small bottles of like liquor. After I was just saying, for those of you that are trying to stop drinking, right? Well, so much for my great ideas. No, but I mean, that'd be super cool. Put like little jello shots in them, or adult prizes inside those eggs. And that is totally crazy, because my brain is, I could be a bad influence. That's terrible, because it's about Easter, but you know what? Whatever. Easter gets celebrated by the masses in many different ways, okay? Some people party hard on Easter. So however you guys enjoy that, barbecues, right? Just taking time with the family, and seeing the cousins, seeing the aunts, the uncles, the grandmas, the grandpas, or however that looks like for you guys. It's a beautiful time. So anyways, we are going to see what's going on. What does the Dead Inside deck have for my Leos, my beautiful fiery Leos? That fire energy. My candle is burning bright and loud right now. It feels the energy of my Leos in the room. So I don't know if I said this in the beginning of the video, but for all of those that are Leos, okay, Leo placement anywhere in your chart, sun, moon, rising, or Venus, or if you are guided or drawn or led to this video for whatever rhyme or reason, I have a strong belief that something in here, in this message that I'm about to relay to you guys, there's going to be something in there for you as well. Even if you don't have Leo anywhere, that's okay. All is welcome here in my channel, right? Safe space. These are all guided messages, and for whoever needs to hear them. You know what? I keep seeing this, so I'm going to pull it. Okay? I'm going to pull this. I like that. I like the glasses. I like the happy faces. That's funny. Okay, so what does it say? Pretending to like people. Pretending to like people. Wow. Masking. You know what's funny? Right before I got on here, I thought about a mask that I had that I bought for this past Halloween. It's actually a really cool mask. It is uh, it's like a chrome orange colored mask, and it's like supposed to be some type of like a scary pumpkin looking mask. And I thought it was really really cool, right? So I bought it, and and I was thinking of wearing that and then using it as a thumbnail for one of my reads, right? But then when I thought about the mask, I thought, why am I thinking of wearing a mask? Who's masking? And it's funny because pretending to like people, that's like masking, right? Somebody out there is either wearing a mask towards you where they're portraying the whole I'm pretending to like you, but I really don't. In the last read, I do believe that I talked about, let me see, what read was that? Cancer. No, yes. Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Yeah. I was talking about evil eye and coworkers and anybody around you in general that you think may have evil eye towards you. Or this could be you guys, my fiery Leos, because I know some of you guys, I mean, this could be with any sign, right? We all do this. But the pretending to like people, I don't know if you guys are in this energy. Masking, there it is at the bottom. So let me show you. There's little words right here at the bottom. So it's masking, people pleasing, and exhaustion. Don't burn yourselves out people pleasing. You know what's also funny about that is I gave somebody a personal read last night, and that did pop out in their read, and it kept speaking volumes about people pleasing. And I did talk about that a lot with this specific person. And do not burn out your energy people pleasing and masking. Okay, don't do that, because we cannot make everybody happy. So I don't know if some of you are in that energy where it's getting to the point where it's exhausting you, right? You're on mental burnout and exhaustion because the amount of people pleasing is insane, right? And so when that happens, when we're in that energy, you got to know that you're not going to make everybody happy 100% of the time. So whoever's pulling on your energy like that, I highly encourage you to just take a breather and ask yourself, why am I in that energy of people pleasing? Who is it that I'm trying to please, and what is the situation going on, and really evaluate what's happening with your body and the way that can really take a toll on us, right? Physically, it can it can leave us feeling drained. Card does say, it even says right here, exhaustion. You guys are just, see all the smiles in the background? Just smile, smile, smile for this, smile for that. If your boss is asking the world of you and you're just smiling, yep, yeah, I'll do that. Oh, yeah, I'll get right to that. Even though you have 500 million things to do, that could be you guys spreading yourselves thin at work. It's okay to say no and to step into that power of saying no. Actually, let me pull a card. Let me pull. Okay, so I'm feeling led to bring out the beautiful colors of this tarot deck. Okay. I love the neon coloring in here. But we're going to see what type of energy this is, right? And it's I want to say it's burning out the flames for my Leo. Ooh, splitting the deck. There it is. Boss energy, 8 of Pentacles, work. Something you're doing for work and somebody at work is asking too much of you. That's craziness right there. So whoever this emperor is, this person is being very I'm seeing somebody that shows little to no emotion. They just say what they say and they walk away. And they expect the world. And when they come back looking for you, they're asking you, did you complete this? Did you do that? Almost making you feel like you're going to get in a lot of trouble if you don't do what's being asked. Even though it's just a constant every day from this person. I'm also seeing those of you that work in any type of warehouses where you have a quota to meet. Okay, I know there's a lot of warehouses that have that, where they expect you guys to work like robots from the time you clock in until the time you go home, and it's leaving you feeling exhausted because you have to meet, I don't know, let's just throw it out there, 8,000 cases of whatever. You have to throw them on the line, okay, and you have to meet that. 5,000 cases, 6,000 cases, and this is the emperor. It's that job asking you, work work, and more work, where you're literally running around like a chicken without a head all day because you're trying to meet that because you're living in that fear of being fired, right? Because if you don't meet it, from what I understand, you could get fired. I believe it's like a certain amount of write-ups. Oh my goodness. You know what I just got in my head right now? For those of you that work at a certain place, and I'm not going to say the certain place, all I'm going to do is just show you this picture. Take it how it resonates for each and every one of you. That's all I can say about that. In certain warehouses, there are certain rules, and those rules can leave you feeling absolutely exhausted and drained, where you're smiling at this Emperor. I split the deck right back into the Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor. So whatever I'm telling you, this is resonating with some people out there. Okay, so we're going to show you 3 cards, okay? Especially this one. Okay, and I'm talking about those of you that work your ass off for certain companies. I'm not naming any names, but I'm just asking you to look at this card and you tell me what pops up into your brain, right? What does that look like to you, and how can you associate warehouse, big company energy? I don't know. So when I'm splitting the deck, I'm splitting it right back into the Emperor, the Eight of Pentacles, and then we got exhaustion here. So I'm just going to keep elaborating on those of you that are physically working hard and you feel like maybe you can't reach what goal you're trying to make every day according to these exhausting warehouses, right? Meeting their demands. I personally believe that a lot of that is just absolute bullshit. And, that's why people walk around so stressed out. Road rage, irritated, tired. Maybe I feel led to tell you that you guys it's leaking into your personal life. Maybe for some of you, where you want to spend more time with your family and you're finding it absolutely hard because you're trying to just recuperate and recover from the stress of, your warehouse work, your 9 to 5 work, whatever it is that is, you're doing. I feel the need to tell you, I'm talking to a 9 to 5 collective out there of Leos that work for warehouses and do very strenuous physical activity for their jobs. I feel you. I was one of those, and I still am a person that has a very physically demanding job. So I feel each and every single one of you. Actually, when I woke up this morning, I felt a very and mind you, I have not been at work past couple of days. And so, my time off. But waking up like that this morning, feeling like a kink in my neck, there was no reason for it. So I don't know if any of you are feeling that. Body strain, a lot of muscle ache, soreness, tension in the shoulders, the neck, yeah, some of you need to get out there and see, really take care of yourselves. It's okay to, get those massages, see a chiropractor, do whatever it is you have to do for your physical health. Take care of yourselves, right? Because if we don't take care of ourselves, then we cannot get up and do our 9 to 5s. Okay, there it is right there. Scrolling instead of healing. Numbness, mindless, distraction. What I get out of this card is numbness. I feel like a lot of us are just like on autopilot, right? We just go to this 9 to 5 to please this emperor, whoever that looks like for you at your workplace. And then it's just total mind numbness, just autopilot. I see a repetitive, like someone throwing boxes or filling boxes or lifting boxes, packing things into vans. Even those, I'm seeing I'm seeing those that do deliveries also, packing up those delivery vans. I know people personally that do that, and I know that is very also a lot of strenuous labor, right? And so it can leave us walking around in this energy. So don't let anybody put that fire out in you, my Leos. You know, you guys got a lot of fire, but it's, excuse me, it's meant to be used in a beautiful purpose. That fire, don't waste it. A lot of you are leaders. A lot of you have the gift of leading, speaking. You're very, I want to say, like zesty or sharp with it when it comes to speaking your opinion, right? Letting others hear your voice or what you have to say. Uh, you guys can be very, 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 very intelligent and very quick with comebacks. And I'm pretty sure when it comes to the arguing, you guys know how to put it out there, right? Really start to, uh, can light the fire even in somebody else. But a lot of you out there, you know, that fire, don't let other people burn that out in you, okay? Find that fire and spark it up into things that, you know, taking the time out and a breather from your 9 to 5 and getting out there and enjoying the sun and taking in the beach. You know what? Okay, so bringing back to, I had some channeled messages, okay, that I wanted to share with you guys. And these were, if you look at my other reads, you know the way I rock. I do channel messages, and a lot of these messages are, I'm channeling them for you specifically when I pray and ask for channeled messages for you guys. I This is done ahead of time, and so I really put a lot of you know, my heart and soul into these messages. You know, I do take the time to really go and within and think and ask and pull these messages specifically for you guys. So bringing it back to talking about the beach, I did channel some messages for you about that. So I kind of feel like you need water therapy. Immerse yourself in that ocean water. Okay. It's really good for the muscles. It'll be good for you. Putting your feet, your toes, your body in the sand at the beach and taking in the weather, the sun, um, vitamin D. I'm hearing vitamin D. A lot of you are lacking. Maybe you, if you are, and that resonates with you, you know, or if you're not sure if you are, look into that and look about the benefits, the health benefits of vitamin D and with the sun, you know, all its healing properties, what it can really do for us. And this maybe we're doing too much of this on our time off because we're so tired from the burnout of, you know, the exhausting boss and the exhausting 9 to 5, right? That when we do have time, we're not going outside, right? We're just laying around on the couch, doom scrolling and looking at the cute pandas or the puppies or the cats and the funny stuff, but it's nothing really to enrich and heal our bodies, right? Especially with those draining 9 to 5 jobs. So I'm feeling led to tell you, I channeled this, okay? Um, excuse me. Excuse me. A lot of you have really big words for your bosses out there. For those of you that are absolutely just irritated by this whoever this is, right? That's just asking a million things of you. Um, Here we go. Let me see. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where's it at? Surfs Up. Okay, Surfs Up. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the cartoon. I've never seen it before personally. I've seen trailers on it and I've run across it on, you know, certain channels, but I've never actually clicked and watched that specific movie. But I do know it has a it has a penguin in it, I think. and they surf, or something like that. But the movie's called Surfs Up with a penguin. So I don't know if any of you guys, your kids are watching that movie, or you're noticing that you're running into that trailer for that movie, or you're seeing it as you're doom scrolling on your phone. The movie Surfs Up. For whatever reason, I actually woke up to that on my phone. I was asleep. How it ended up popping up on my phone, I don't know, because I had flipped my phone upside down and like pushed it away from me on the bed, right? And I went to sleep. And then in the middle of the night, I was hearing like talking, and I'm like, what's going on? And I grab my phone because I see like the shadow of my phone because I had it turned upside down, but I see, you know, something going on in my phone, and I'm hearing whatever's going on. And I flip it, and that movie Surfs Up with the little penguin cartoon was playing. And prior to that, I had kept running into the trailer of that movie everywhere. I kept seeing it everywhere. I don't know why. So maybe if you're noticing that, or someone's asking you, hey, let's go to the beach, or just in general, that's your therapy right there. That could be part of your, healing. Take time out, go to the beach. It's very therapeutic. Seashells, I also got that. Okay. So go to the beach. Surfing, if any of you love to surf, now this is for those of you, because I understand not everybody lives by a beach, but even to a lake, getting in nature, being out in the sun, go on a boat, sea doos. I'm seeing sea doos, water sports, water, just in general, immerse yourself, in that lake water, in the beach, the ocean. Get out there and really take everything in. And then the seashells. I actually, when I go to the beach, I love to look for seashells. Absolutely adore that, and I bring them back with me. I think it's beautiful. I'll find these really beautiful shells, and I actually put them on my altar. I cleanse them and I wash them, and I you know, just pretty much have like this, whole little ritual thing I do with my seashells. And I think it's just a beautiful reminder for me, and a beautiful piece of actual nature, and what God gives us here to enjoy. And a lot of us aren't taking the time to enjoy these things, and they're little things, they're little things, but they can really have healing properties. And so from time to time, when I'm looking at my altar, I love to remind myself how beautiful, it is to be at the beach. Seeing my seashells, it brings me back in my mind to being there, and the moment I found that specific seashell, and the way the water felt on my body and my feet and my legs, and those are good memories, and the people that I was there with, and those, to do that, especially when I'm feeling stressed out, with the weight of the world in general. Our jobs can really take a toll on us. And so, yeah, seashells. And then right after that, I put healing properties. So then I also put those of you that feel connected to the beach and water. I'm just really taking it back to that. Okay. I'm highly encouraging that. Water is also very cleansing. Okay. Very, very cleansing. If you can be at the beach at night, oh, that's even more beautiful. Yeah. So maybe enough of the doom scrolling, huh? And really, oh, right underneath that, that's that fire for my Leos. You're sharp and quick with your words, right? And you want to go off on somebody, and maybe you're getting to that point at your 9 to 5s, but it's right. You're trying not to lose it. That's what the card says, right? Trying not to lose it. Tension, suppressed rage, and pressure. This is all linking back to what you're feeling. The cards right here are representing your energy. So I kind of feel like maybe you're about ready to go off on somebody at your job. And so spirit is asking you and highly encouraging you to take some time. No doom scrolling. Get off your phones. Go to the beach. Go to the lake. Go outside in nature. It's really gonna limit the amount of tension stress, and the rage, right? Igniting that fire within you Leos to want to say something to somebody, and that's actually uh that's funny. Look at what's underneath that one. Wake, work, scroll, repeat. And this is the burnout with society in general. This is everybody, a majority of people out there. It's wake, work, scroll, repeat. Wake, work, scroll, repeat. And then just doom scrolling. But if you notice these cards, there's darkness. It's a lot of black. There's no light. I really feel the need to tell you, go ahead and go out there, and maybe your next adventure, time you can spend with your family, even if it's just by yourself, that's fine. I go a lot of places by myself. And I don't mind it. Before, I thought it was absolutely weird because, after being married for 17 years, those within this past 7 years of being on my own, I had to learn to do that. Yeah, I went places with my kids, but then there were places too where I wanted to go, and what is it like to be, to be on my own and to not have that other person sitting across from me at the table, right? My spouse, he was my ex-spouse, no longer there. So learning how to be by myself, and what does that feel like? And I knew I had to teach myself how to do that, because after being with somebody for so many years, it's like your other half, right? You're not really feeling it. You feel weird. But not no more. Now I go everywhere by myself if I have to. My Especially too, because my kids are all grown now. They're adults. They have their own lives. They're busy. They work. They do their thing. They have their significant others, girlfriends, whatever, boyfriends, whatever. And so, you know if I'm going to go eat, I'll get up and I'll go to a restaurant, go by myself. Go to the beach, get up, go by myself. Go to the park, get up, go by myself. Go to a coffee shop, get up, go by myself. And I'm perfectly happy. I am very happy. And I've learned to understand that, being with myself is more than enough. And I'm happy to do that. I'm really happy to do that. And I kind of see that when I do that, I notice people are more, some people, not all people, but some people, the majority of times that I do go places and I show up by myself, they're more willing to like engage with me and walk up to me and hello and talk to me, or or maybe make a comment about, like, if we're sitting there listening to live music or something, um they're like, and it's not people, trying to hit on you or whatever. People that are just around you, they're more willing to like spark up and engage a conversation. So, and I don't mind, meeting people as I go out. It's fun, and it helps me. So maybe I'm saying that because some of you, my divorcees, 3311, as I say that, my people that are healing through the acrimony, right? Healing through divorce. Maybe you're in a phase where you're trying to get out there and learn how to be by yourself, right? Be on your own, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to be by yourself. What else did I get? So maybe if you want to write this down. So lately I've been having dreams about animals and a bug. I don't know, you guys might want to look up to see what it means spiritually, but I had a dream about a cobra. Okay, so if you want to look up the spiritual meaning behind a cobra. So with that, I also, when I woke up the next day, I had immediately had got a download of get the focus. Okay, I guess with the dream of the cobra, okay, it's crazy because when I woke up, I heard like a message with that. And so right away I had asked, okay, is this for my Leos? And yes, it is for my Leos, because I had also went to bed prior to that asking if there's any dreams, visions, signs, whatever, just to, I'm free to receive those messages for my Leos for their reading. And so with the Cobra, get the focus of the Cobra. With that brings the fire of clarity. So get the focus. I was told to get the focus of the Cobra. With that brings the fire of clarity. And my Leos, right? You're a fire sign. With that brings the fire of clarity. So I don't know if any of you can resonate with Cobras, or maybe you might want to look into its spiritual meaning and what it is that they do. And when it comes to clarity and a Cobra, maybe look up the spiritual meaning of what the two mean together, because I was being told, get the focus of the Cobra, the focus of the Cobra. So when I was repeating that, I thought, okay, and I wrote it down right away, because when I get those downloads, I have to, or else I'm gonna just forget. And I don't want to be sitting here like, well, I think it's, they said this, that. Specific, because this is what was being relayed to me. Okay, so the focus of the Cobra. So right away, saying that, I I got a vision in my mind of the Cobra that I was seeing in my dream, and it getting ready to strike. And so when a Cobra gets ready to strike, they have to have immense focus, right? And obviously they're focusing on whatever it is they're about to strike. So however this is resonating for you, take that, but look up the focus of a Cobra. I don't know, the way it focuses, what it does, like in real life, how it does what it does. And I don't know, see if any of that resonates with you or it makes sense in some way, shape, or form. And the spiritual meaning. What does even a Cobra mean in a dream? What is the spiritual meaning behind that? Okay. And if you are a fire sign and you are a Leo, or you have fire placement anywhere in your chart, Leo, Sag, Aries, that fire aspect, if you have that anywhere, then maybe ask, what is the significance between um the Sag and the Cobra, or the Leo and the Cobra, or the Aries and the Cobra? What is the spiritual meaning of that? Maybe there's some answers for you in that could help you in your personal life to gain my, there goes my brain, gain clarity on something. And obviously it's something that you're need, the focus of the Cobra, something that you need to be focused on, or you're trying to gain focus on something. I don't know, take all of this how it resonates. But like I said, for those of you that know how I rock on this channel, you got to really have a pen and a piece of paper with you to really write down things the way I do. Because if not, go ahead and feel free to look back into the video, or rewind, or hit the rewind button on this, and really look into all these things. Because as I channel, I don't know, things as I go, I flow. Okay. And so, yeah. Okay. So that is just a small portion of your read, because I have way more for you. Let me get myself situated. All right. Yeah. Look into the Cobra, the Cobra, the Cobra, the Cobra. Look into the Cobra. You are really, 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 really being asked to look into that, because the Cobra holds some type of answer for you, some type of significant meaning of whatever it is that you need to hear. So that can be for all my fire signs, right? Aries, Leo, Sag. This is the Leo read, but still, fire's fire, right? And messages are messages. I'm grabbing the healing mystical as I'm talking. Now, when I start to grab things, or I'm being gravitated to certain, I don't know, the motion of my hands, I just listen wherever I am being guided to look or grab or talk about. So we're going with the flow here, guys. Okay. So this is the book, for those of you that know, I have used this Oracle deck. I absolutely love it. I love the artwork on it. I love the deck. Okay. It's very beautiful. And it's a mystical healing um, Oracle deck. So it's got healing messages, and we're talking about healing, right? Especially too when it comes to your job, feeling that burnout, that rage that you may be feeling where you want to, go off on somebody at work, or you want to speak your mind to your boss, or you want to say your piece about something. You really feel like you're not being heard, or you're being overworked. I'm seeing the word overworked in my mind's eye. Overworked. You're exhausted. You're tired. Take a break. Go to the beach. Go to the lake. Get outdoors. That's all pretty much in a nutshell of what we need to do. Get away from our phones. No doom scrolling. Okay? And then we're going to see what other healing messages we have for the Leos. Don't let your fire burn out, guys. You guys are leaders. 40-40 as I'm telling you that. So this is for you guys. You guys are leaders. A strong leadership role. Maybe some of you are bosses. Maybe the workload is absolute. Maybe you are that emperor that everybody wants to go off on. Maybe you are the boss at work. And maybe, you are in charge, but you are in charge of many, you wear many hats at work, and you're in charge of many things. And with that comes the stress and the burnout. You're mentally and physically exhausted, right? Bosses can get that way too, especially too because they do, have a lot of work on their shoulders and a lot of things that they have to deal with. Okay. I'm like, okay, I'm usually flip it this way, knock the outside, right? But I knocked the bottom. And when I realized I did that, I wanted to see what this was. This is Assimilate Life Experience. I've actually never gotten this card out of all the times that I've on this channel that I've pulled from this Oracle deck. So that's interesting. And we're going to see what that says. Okay, we're going to put it off to the side. There are more messages for my fires. All right, what do we have for Leo? Spirit, thank you so much. What messages do we have for the Leo collective out there? What messages? I feel like I'm going slow. I feel like the shuffle is, maybe you guys are on slow motion. You feel like your hours drag at work. You're looking at the time, and before you realize, it's like you think an hour went by and only 5 minutes went by. I hate when that happens. Maybe that's for some of you out there. You look at your clock a lot when you're at work. You look at your watch and you're like, no, 10 minutes, only 10 minutes went by. What? All right, so we're going to go this, and then one more. Hold on, guys. I have to bend down and pick this one up from the floor. Oof. Okay. Some of these I have gotten before, but I'm really curious about this one, Assimilate Life Experience. Okay, so we got 4. And for those of you that know, this book has really long messages. So I'm going to try to just keep this a little bit more shorter for you guys. Okay. Assimilate life experience. Become conscious of what you allow to impact you. Whatever is impacting you, become conscious of that. Okay, it's saying start to take mental note of, okay, what is it that's triggering me? What's impacting you? Are you overwhelmed by the constant chaos in your life? This could be about work. Is that your chaos? I don't know. Take it how it resonates. Do you feel like you are dealing with one drama after another? You have to become more conscious about which situations you allow to impact you. Your body in particular, your digestive system is asking you to strengthen the boundaries and create a healing practice, which allows you to relax, breathe, and assimilate your life experience. It's important that you do a review of your life and become aware of people, situations, and environments you need to change. You can ask yourself, what am I learning from each experience? Let go of any people or experiences draining you and putting pressure on your digestion. I'm seeing Tums in my head, acid reflux, digestive issues, burping, uh, um, uh, where you, I'm feeling like, yeah, like acid reflux, digestion problems, like with some stuff going on with the gut area. So maybe you might want to look into that and Google it or however you look things up. Look to see what stress and pressure from maybe it is your work. If that's your chaos, take it how it resonates. But for those of you that are having the digestive issues, you might want to look to see what that does, stress, what it can do to your body when it comes to the digestive system. And maybe you can pinpoint, is this why I'm having this problem? Because of the workload, the stress, you know, and see how you can go about taking steps to heal that, right, in your body. This is all talking about literally everything that I just pulled earlier, okay? It says action. Take slow breaths in and out and gently place your hands on your stomach and become aware of how you feel there. Become aware of any beliefs that are hurting you and that you're holding in your stomach. Okay, take your time to acknowledge them. And if anyone in your family or environment had the same beliefs, are you willing to let them go? Ability for changing and being different. Slowly massage your index finger on your right hand from base to tip and visualize the release of all the negativity and do it for a few minutes. Repeat it several times and say, I let go of control, worry, and guilt. I welcome joy, peace, and well being. Visualize a beautiful yellow sunlight pouring into your stomach, pacifying, clearing, and relaxing it. Maybe you could do that when you're at the beach, the lake, being outdoors, right? It's we're not doing that when we're doom scrolling, right? On our cell phones. That's not the healing property. It's being outside, going to the beach, going to the lake, going to the park, somewhere beautiful in nature, taking in that the healing aspects, especially of the beach, those properties. I'm seeing again in my head surfing. Maybe some of you really love to surf or you used to, or boogie boarding. If you're feeling led to go out there and just do that on a weekend, do it. Even though you think, I'm going to be too tired for that, you know what? Beat your tiredness, psych your mind out and say, nope, I'm not going to let that hold me back from another beautiful time off the little time off that we do have, right? And get out there and beat it. Beat your mind when your mind tells you, no, I'm too tired. Because once you get out there and go and be where you need to be, especially if it's at the beach, you're gonna thank yourself later. Your body will thank yourself later. I think this is stuff you guys really, really need. It's a yes. All right, that's card 17. April 17th. I don't know why, but I seen April 17th in my head. So take April 17th, however that means for you guys. I see 17 here on the card because this is card 17, but in my head, I got April 17th. April 17th. I don't know. So what is okay. Okay, it's a yes. It's time for you to say yes to life. There it is. That's just double confirmation, guys. Time for you to say yes, right? It is it is challenging to discern what's healthy to welcome into your life and what's not. Are you resisting or sabotaging a great opportunity by procrastinating? Whatever you're focusing on right now, the universal divine forces are working on expanding your possibilities. The gates towards a successful outcome are open as long as you take your well being, your weaknesses, and strengths into consideration. If a possibility excites you and makes you feel positive, then it's important you take a conscious step towards it. That's exactly what I was just telling you guys right now. Okay. Beat your mind, take a conscious step towards it. Say, yes, I want to go do whatever, fill in the blank. Yes, I'm going to do that and take a conscious step towards it, even though your body is fighting it, right? but take action towards it. If you ask a specific question before you pick this card, know that the outcome is positive, okay? And you can move forward with confidence. This card asks you to start saying yes to yourself, okay? Because why? We say yes all day at work to the boss, or maybe if you are a boss, you say yes to your bosses. You say, yes, yes, I'll get that done. Yes, I'm going to throw 5,000 cases today. Yes, I'm going to load 5 million boxes into the back of that truck or van. Or yes, I'm going to, whatever, fill in the blank. We say it all day, every day. Yes, we choose to make the decision because we have no choice, right? To get up and go to work. Yes, today I get up and I go to work yet again. And I bust my ass there, right? And so we say yes to those things all week, right? During the work week, whatever that looks like for us. But then on our time off, we're not saying yes to the things that are going to be beneficial for us. Say yes to it. Okay. Don't burn your flame out. Leos, don't burn it out. Do some positive things for yourself to take care of yourself, to reignite that fire in you. Okay. This card asks you to start saying yes to yourself and take time out to do loving, nurturing things for you. And then, this is just like a healing practice, asking you to close your eyes and say, what do I need to say yes to? I guess ask yourself, what do I need to say yes to? Awaken more aliveness, creativity, and love in my heart. Am I willing to create a healing practice where I take care of myself? Who might I become if I guiltlessly gave myself time to finesse some of my emotions and connect to the core of my inner self? Focus on your third eye and imagine it moving a soft yellow light towards your heart. And when the light connects to your heart, imagine that your heart grows wings and say yes to receiving opportunities that will allow you to live your destiny to the best of your ability. Live life, guys. It's not just about our 9 to 5s, okay? We have to go out there and live life and do things for us. Take some time out to heal our bodies and ourselves and connect to what makes us emotionally well, okay? To reduce some of that stress, that anger, and the hardship that we put on our bodies, right? When we're doing. And I know how all that feels. I used to lift cases, throw cases, lift pallets. And I'm talking, having to get on those. What are those? Those the racks, all the where they stack the pallets, especially in warehouses. Those things can go all the way almost up to the ceiling, right? And I was to the top, right? And it's a long way down to nothing but concrete. Kind of crazy. And I was pulling pallets, having to walk with those pallets just to put them in a certain area, pulling cases off those pallets, right? Putting them onto a belt or a conveyor line. And a lot of those things were not easy. Some of them were filled with batteries or paper. And that is heavy. And actually, at the time that I was doing work like that, I had 2 children in diapers and an 8-year-old. And I was running off little to no sleep. So maybe me mentioning that and saying that, mamas, um, it's crazy. Or single fathers, right? You guys do your thing. You get up, you work your 9 to 5, you work damn hard, and then you do the whole thing with the kids, right? You get up for them, you get them ready, you get them off to school, daycare, whatever that looks like for you guys, or whoever takes care of them, watches them. Then you pick them up, and then you have to make the dinner, do the lunches for them, or whatever that looks like for you. Or regardless, it doesn't matter. For those of you, I thought about single parents this morning, and maybe I'm bringing it back to this. You guys are working the strenuous 9 to 5. For those of you that are single parents, I see you. I was one of those. And I still am, in a sense. All my kids have always been with me through my divorce. My son ended up eventually at a certain point, as he grew into his teenage years, he went to go live with his dad, which was a decision that I helped make with him because he was getting into a lot of trouble. And I kind of felt like, you know, maybe he needed his dad versus living with me. There was a lot of emotional chaos and drama. And bringing it back to the chaos in your life and what that looks like, right? Because we're talking about that from the cards. What does that look like for you? And if that's what it is too, the chaos of work and then family life, having to deal with, the bouts of divorce. Maybe you got kids that are going through those teen years, or just maybe not even teen years, just they're going through, maybe the difficult aspects of a divorce and when your parents split. My kids all went through something, and it wasn't very pleasant. That was my chaos for quite some time. And it's really hard to work through that struggle, especially when you're doing and providing and you are acting as a single parent. Even though he was there and he was around, he wasn't always around. And so I did all the dropping off, picking up, doing the dinner, the lunches, taking care of them, doing projects for their schoolwork and helping them with school, getting them to extra classes, classes after school, doing the whole 9 yards, going and doing the marketing and cooking for an army, and doing this all on top of my 9 to 5, and the stress with the bills, and your car, maybe something, meet my I had to learn how to do all that too. My tires getting, flat, or running into, having to, do things for myself, my oil changes, and, oh, my car, didn't want to start. I had to, a lot of things, it was like, okay, we take on even more of that responsibility. So I don't know if I'm resonating with any of you out there that are watching this and that's where you're at in your life, but you know what? It does get better. It does get better. And cheers to all of you that single parents, mom or dads, that watch your kids and you're doing it a majority of their own. I kudos. And doing the 9 to 5, I get it. I get it. And so, just so that things don't always stay the same. And with time, things change and things will get better. Your situation will get better. Things will get better. Okay. Okay. So we're going to listen to your intuition. What did I do with the book? Oh, it's like, what's going on here? All right. Listening. Okay. 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. My nose is running. So I'm taking it that I am resonating with a lot of you out there, my Leo single parents, chaos of, kids, family, pressure, bills, work, 9 to 5, strenuous work. All right, listen to your intuition. Your intuition is constantly sending you messages, okay? You're being asked to become aware of what your inner wisdom is trying to tell you about your health and your and your intimate as well as work related relationships. Can't make this up, people. This is your read to a T. So everything in here for you. Okay, if this resonates with you. If it doesn't, that's fine. Leave it for somebody else that it does. But a lot of us are in here for a lot of different reasons, right? And so even if you're not a Leo and you're just drawn, I believe in my readings that all the time, every time I read that, if you're watching it, there could be something in here for you, okay? Even if you don't have any fire placement or not a Leo specifically, right? Okay, so it says that listen to your inner wisdom because it's trying to tell you something about your health and your intimate as well as work related relationships. So when it comes to intimate, private, personal lives, and then work relationships, okay, whatever is going on, setting you off with the intuition part, the aspect of that, listen to it, okay? um there are particular aspects of your relationships that need attention and a new approach, okay? And I want to tell you, thinking outside the box, take that how it resonates. But for some of you, maybe it's time to think different or maneuver different. Pivot, pivot, pivot. I'm being led to tell you to pivot. I don't know. Pivot. There are certain people and experiences that you have outgrown. Maybe some of you are feeling like you've outgrown your job and maybe it's time to look somewhere else and into something else. Take classes to get into something else or just something else in general. Time to just look into doing something different. Okay, change is coming and you will need to make healthier choices. If you open the door to possibility, new people will appear in your life and they'll be able to offer you a different perspective on how to live, love, and work. That's crazy. That's beautiful. Your body's also trying to give you a message about your health. There are signs and symbols all around you. It's your job, not just your 9 to 5 we're talking about, but it's your job in general. It's saying it's your job to learn how to decipher them, right? How to try to understand what your body is trying to tell you, and then taking it back to the other card when it's saying, about your digestive system. Just listening to the signs of our bodies, right? And what our bodies are screaming at us. And they talk to us in a lot of different ways. Aches, pains, like the one that I woke up with, um, the digestive, whatever that looks like for you, okay? Fill in that blank. When you awaken your heart chakra correctly, your intuition can flourish, and you'll know the difference between an illusion and a real spiritual perception. Action. There are various ways to develop your intuition. The most important areas to work on are opening your heart to love and developing your concentration and discernment. Concentration requires focus. And so, taking it back to the channeled message that I received for you guys, okay, when I'm saying, ask to get the focus of the cobra, with that brings the fire of clarity. Okay, there it is. Focus, concentration, the cobra. I don't know. You guys are going to have to do some research, okay? Really look into what I'm telling you, because I'm the middleman, right? This is all spirit led and guided, and that they're trying to tell you, okay? Angels and the angels that surround you and protect you in your everyday life, they're trying to give you a message. Start by placing your hands on your heart and slow down your breathing and imagine entering into a depth of your heart. Visualize an extremely wise teacher. Ask the teacher what wisdom they can offer you about your relationships in your private life and your work life, okay? Then place your hands on the part of your body where you have challenges, okay? Whether it's your stomach, your muscles, back. What thought would be stored here? What feeling would be here? What memory would reside here? Then work on changing your thinking, releasing blocked feelings and seeing new points of view. Thinking outside the box for yourself. If you feel led or drawn to say, okay, it's time for me to start looking into another job. I don't know. I'm seeing leaders. A lot of you are leaders. Whatever leadership role that you feel you can work on, that you have a gift in, to bring it out into maybe a possibility is using it as a job, or going into self, uh, working for yourself, creating your own business, your own line of work, becoming your own boss. Whatever this looks like for you, take this all how it resonates. Okay, Spirit speaking really loud to my Leos today, okay, or anybody that's here for whatever reason. Learn from karma, number 18, okay? Learn from karma. That's what the card looks like. That's beautiful. I love the imagery on all these cards. I think these are really nice. Okay, so learn from karma, guys. What does that mean for you? How does that tie into this message? Let's find out. Okay, it's time to balance the scales. Your current experience is accumulation of karma you have occurred through several lives. Each of these lives has offered you an opportunity to learn, discover, make choices, create connections, and either evolve or devolve. Evolve or devolve. Stuck, stagnant energy. You're not evolving into your higher self. Taking it back to leadership, those roles. You guys need to outside the box and really honing in on your true potential. Okay, like I was saying in a prior video, everybody has a gift. We all have a gift and a life's purpose. Okay, you are going through a time where you're being asked to compensate for an earlier deed from this or previous lifetimes. You can either complain about it and act like a victim, or embrace the opportunity to use this experience for great inner progress while taking steps towards becoming a more honorable, honest, generous, compassionate, giving person. This is a time to go out of your way to do good deeds for others, no matter how inconvenient. Your family members are karmically connected to you, so you might look at what lessons they're teaching you and what healing you can offer them. And I'm a big believer in that. When you reach out and try to heal in whatever way that looks like for you and bring it and promote it into somebody else's life, that in turn comes back to us tenfold, right? That's the good karma. And so with that, that can open up life's doors and opportunities for us, especially when we're seeking answers to something or guidance, or we need certain doors of opportunity to open for us. So I'm feeling guided to tell you, through doing acts of service for your family or whoever that you feel, wherever you're at whatever time, and allow yourself to do that, to create some type of a change or a shift in your own life, create that good karma to come back into your life to help guide you and lead you and push you into the things that you're really right while we're here on this earth. That could lead some of you out of the current job situation you're in and into something that you're meant to be in. Okay. It says this card also provides an opportunity to live in total honesty and integrity. This will require you to constantly check in with yourself and assess whether your actions are based on what you can gain or what you can give. So like um it's about getting into that heart of giving, right? But you're not doing it because you're like, "Ooh, today I'm going to, go out there and if I do this, let's see what I can get back." It's more about doing it, but doing it with an actual genuine heart about it. And then with that, if you tune into that, really what, that focus of what will somebody else need today and what can I do for them? When we start learning to live in that mode, doors will open for us. But we just don't initially say, okay, it's more about that's how you can gain that good karma, right? And it's not about, okay, can I get money out of this? If I do something for this rich person, will this rich person give me some money in return for it at some point? Like, no, we don't think like that. It's asking us to like go out there and like, promote healing or wellness or help somebody, but do it with an open and kind heart. And that generates the good karma, right? The karma that, will eventually seep into our lives to help us evolve, not devolve, because it's saying you can either evolve with it or devolve. And so when we lead ourselves into that and start working in a good way for ourselves, we eventually, in timing, karma, that good karma, will come back to us at some point. Okay. And it's not like we're getting up every day looking to see what we can get out of people and, whatever. It's not that. It's just taking the time to really work from your true heart, be genuine. And I'm being led to tell you it's hard to do that and work from your heart and be in that really kind and generous space if we're constantly walking around stressed out, full of rage, anger, burnt out. It's like, how can we do something for someone else when we're constantly in burnout? Right. And so that's why you got to get out there and listen to your body, heal it. Like I said, taking the time to do the things that you love, go to the beach, go to the lake, go to the park, whatever that is, honor your body and your vessel and do kind things for it. So in return, you can go ahead and, you know, flourish more a little bit in your life and have the energy to give more, because I know a lot of us, I know I get in that energy where it's overwhelming and I feel like, gosh, I could barely take care of myself. How can I, take care of other people? And it can get really exhausting and overwhelming, so that's maybe, that's a bit of some advice for you guys, and take all this how it resonates, okay? For you guys. All right. And so we're going to go into the Fated Love Oracle. And the only reason I'm looking at that is because it's saying the personal life, like job related, but it's also looking into your love life. So for those of you that do have a love life, you do have a significant other, this is for you. I'm feeling led to tell. It doesn't matter what sign at this point. If you're here for Leo because you have Leo, that's great. But I'm feeling led to tell a lot of people. I think this is going to be for all my signs. This card has been popping out a lot, and it came out in the private read that I had just did last night. And my nose is starting to run, so this is getting really specific, and this is going to resonate with a lot of you, which is every single sign in the zodiac: Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorp, Sag, Capi, Aqua, Pisces. If I missed one, sorry, but all of the zodiac. In general, my collective here on my channel, for those that watch me, 1 10 10 on the clock as I'm saying this, putting up boundaries. That's what the card is that keeps coming out. This is for everybody, all signs. Anybody here listening to this read now, I'm talking to you. Boundaries. Create boundaries for yourself. Work, romantic, personal, family, friends, any aspect of your life. Create boundaries, okay? Because with that, we can relieve a lot of pressure off ourselves when we learn to say no instead of being the yes and doing the people pleasing and the masking and pretending to like something that we're doing, even though we absolutely do not. And we're doing something for somebody because we can't say no, right? We got to take those steps to be able to say, you know what, I can't, maybe another time. Especially if you're feeling burnt out, it's okay to say no. It's okay to create the boundaries. Okay. And then now I pulled this, right? Because we're taking it back to romantic, because it said in the cards earlier that we're looking at all aspects of life. And so this is just going back to that, right? Romantic connection. Okay. So for those of you that are in one, this, or about to be in one, or you're in some type of situation with somebody romantically, we'll get into that. There's allow divine timing here and sexual chemistry. Okay. Romantic connection. Here we go. Where is it? This beautiful card is one of the most favorable signs for a positive, passionate, and committed romantic relationship outcome. There exists between you an intangible something. Additionally, this card encourages you to explore more romance in your relationship. Don't let it fade away with time. So maybe if you are romantically connected and linked up with somebody, this is really encouraging you to take that time with your partner, right? Whatever that looks like, get out and go on those dates a little bit more and take time. Like, instead of saying, no, I have to work, or no, I'm too tired because of work, maybe it's really encouraging you that the love aspect, get back to the romance. That's very healing. I'm hearing the song in my head, Sexual Healing. What is that, Marvin Gaye? I can't wait for me to, wait, I can't wait for, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not a singer, but when I get that feeling, I want sexual healing, baby. So take that, how that resonates. Maybe it's time for some of you to get into some of that sexual healing for yourselves, whatever that looks like for you. I'm blushing. You can't see it, but I'm blushing. Stop making me blush, Leos. You fire signs, get that fire and ignite it in some passionate ways with your partner, okay? Don't be shy. So maybe that's a little bit of advice, encouragement for when, I don't know, your next day off. Maybe you can surprise your partner, take them on a romantic date and get into that sexual healing. All right. Allow divine timing. We got allow divine timing. I'm like, wait, what did I do? Okay. Events will unfold in the perfect way at the perfect time for your highest good. If something's meant to be, it will be. Trying to alter the natural unfolding of time will only disrupt its flow. And so whatever it is, like when it comes to, maybe for those of you that don't have anyone, this is also saying there is, at a time, an appointed time, a divinely appointed time, somebody will be introduced into your life. And what's crazy about that is my personal read that I did for somebody last night, this card also popped out, and that was also a subject in that read, as far as allowing divine timing. And in due timing, this person will be introduced into their life. And so for you, I feel the same. Maybe it's just the energy in the everybody, right? It's just the energy that's out there. For those of us that don't have that in our lives yet, but want that, maybe we're asking for that, praying for that, wondering when. We're losing our patience in it. Maybe it can also, cause some of us to get a little bit irritated because we don't have that sexual healing, even though we want it, but we don't have a significant other to share that with. So for those of you that are in that energy, allow divine timing. This romantic connection will pop up for you at some point in time. Yeah, do believe though that there's way too many people in this world for you to be not part of that, right? Romantic connection for your own self. In divine timing, it will come for you. And then we got sexual chemistry, of course, right? Sexual chemistry. I also related this card one time when I did a read. I forgot who it was for, but because there was a 9, and so that all linked up. I don't know. It was a past video, but the love potion number 9, love potion number 9, right? That's a love song. Oh, crazy. Oh, there's your cobra. You see? Wrapped around the potion. Focus and clarity. There's your cobra. That's just double confirmation. Sexual chemistry. Huh. Like I said, sometimes, okay, so the sexual chemistry, of course, right? Because we're just talking about that. If you want to, being encouraged to put that into your romantic connections, maybe for some of you it's time. Maybe you're not really linking up with your significant other because you're always busy or too tired. But also, for some of you, the sexual chemistry, it could either be that or it could be putting your focus somewhere on the focus of the cobra, right? Taking it back to what I was talking about when it came to the cobra. We're gonna go back into that. Ask to get the focus of the cobra. With that brings the fire of clarity. Okay. The fire of clarity. I think with some of you guys, that clarity can help you into manifesting, especially if you're trying to call in new love in your life. That fire of clarity, the focus, maybe putting that more into, I don't know, manifestations for yourself. Okay. Whatever that looks like for you, whatever you're trying to manifest in your life. Focus and concentration. That brings clarity. And really hone in on your intuition, whatever intuition. Okay, my hands grabbed this, so obviously, let's see what else Spirit has for you. What other messages do we have for Leo? Anybody that's here for whatever reason for this read, what do we have? What do we have for Leo? Now I'm feeling the need to shuffle the deck this way because I actually love the way these cards feel, the way they bend. They're really good for shuffling. Okay. Now some of you have Libra in your chart. Are some of you Libra anywhere in your chart? Woo, woo. All right. There you go. I believe the number 1 is about leadership. The 11, we need to hone in on that. We really got to look that up. That's for you. Angel number for you. That is a spiritual meaning behind it. Right here, it says meanings, repeated numbers, and synchronicities. Okay. Let's see. There's a lot of messages here for you guys. Okay, so we're gonna go. And where they came. Triggers, and I'm feeling the need to say a lot of you are being triggered at work. Okay, and it's gonna make you pop off at some point with someone. Be careful about exchanging that fiery anger with somebody, especially if it's at work. Okay, we don't want to lose our jobs. Triggers, flashbacks, trauma bond, inner child wound, attracting toxic. Maybe just the environment. I'm feeling led to tell you, maybe some of you have a very toxic work environment. Reflection, dark night of the soul, facing inner truth, seeing true colors. Maybe you're seeing people for what they are, especially when it comes to your work life. This is also asking too to reflect on your own inner. Maybe there's a lot of dark aspects that are coming out in yourself more than usual because you are being triggered constantly, right? It's putting you into a state of anger, rage. You're walking around in more of a bad mood than anything, and it's starting to affect your life. It could be even starting to affect your love life or your romantic life. This card was at the top of the deck when I had first started the shuffle, and I noticed it. So we're looking at it here again. Holding on, clinging, can't let go, anxiety. Some of you are walking in that state of anxiety from your workplace or whatever chaos is in your life. It's causing anxiety. Can't let go. Maybe some of you too. It could be maybe in regard to you're either your private life, your romantic, or not being able to let go of a job. Maybe just it's something in you because you're telling yourself, well, I've been here for so long. How can I let go? How can I quit? Or maybe some of you think it's too late to do that because you can't do anything else. But that's not true. It's never too late to start something new in life. Okay? Never. Gamble. Maybe you see it as taking a gamble. It's a risk if you were to quit and if you were to do something maybe that you had an idea of doing, opening up your own business, going into business for yourself, taking a risk, poker face, not showing feelings, rolling the dice. Maybe that's for some of you. You feel like you're taking a big gamble. Feeling the moment, becoming aware today in the now. That's the energy we need to be in when we're doing things for ourselves, okay? Instead of doom scrolling, take a moment to look up from your phones and look at what's around you. Especially with this card popping out, because could be God's way of saying, universe, whoever you resonate with, that I'm trying to show you the signs and synchronicities, but you're not keeping your head up long enough from your phone to look to see the things around you that I'm trying to speak to you with. So sometimes when we're really present and in our now, we look around and we can see, okay, where are we trying to be led? Okay, maybe we're missing opportunities and doors opening because we're honed in on something else that's not important. Mask. There is that mask card again. Okay, my nose is starting to itch. So we got this at the very beginning of the read when we're talking about masking, doing things for others even though we don't want to do it. We're pretending to like it, pretending to like the person, pretending to like the things that we're doing even though we hate it because we can't say no. We're people pleasing too much. Mask, pretending, putting up a front, two-faced, not genuine. Maybe somebody's being two-faced with you at work. But still, that mask card, that's a lot of everything we're talking about, right? Spirit. And we're seeing the owl. No, we're not. I seen an owl that's weird because I have my glasses on, but I don't know why I seen an owl. But it's not an owl at all. It's a lady dancing. Ah! Why did I see an owl? I don't know. Anyway, my brain registered an owl. An owl, what does that mean? Maybe it registered that to see it in my eyes because there's an owl. Spiritual meaning of an owl. Look that up. Signs and synchronicities. Look that up. Seriously. I think an owl is about wisdom. When you gain that clarity, that's your wisdom aspect to guide you into what you should be doing to get you out of your funk, your triggers, your anger, your rage, being in a bad mood, your fatigue, mental and physical. Spirit guiding you. Protected or a divine intervention, guardian angel. I did talk about your angel protecting you. Shielding. Okay, so those are the things that wanted to come out for you. I put this down instead of, you read things from left to right, but for some reason I put right to left. I don't know if some of you read from, because of maybe your nationality and your culture, you read from right to left instead of left to right. That was really crazy. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, we're going to take it into Angel Whisper cards. And then we're going to look at the Midnight Oracle to close out the read. Okay. What signs, right? We're going to put that card out for you guys. What signs? Okay. There we go. Number 11. Up at the bottom of the deck. Wait, where am I at? 1111, Destiny. That's the first one out. Bottom of the deck. This one wanted folded, so out. All right. Do we got any jumpers? I hit the bottom of the deck. So at the bottom of the deck was this one. When I knocked it, it's 1313. That's clarity. What were we saying? Ask to get the focus of the cobra. With that brings the fire of clarity. There it is. Okay, and so we're going to read about that. It says, as the storm passes, the clarity is felt faster than lightning is seen. I was talking about thunder and lightning earlier in the read, how I said that I prefer that over the 100-degree weather in the summers. Yeah, so as the storm passes, the clarity is felt faster than lightning is seen against the dark sky. The divine is reminding you that clarity is readily available. All you have to do is ask. Where's the owl, even though it wasn't an owl? It was spirit. Ask spirit. Okay. Here we go. You have weathered the storm and now the sky is clearing. Affirmation. Loving energy surrounds me and I trust that the clarity I feel is the answer I need. Okay. And so we got, so this is in the deck. It's a reminder. I keep it in there because sometimes we need to hear this. It says, angel whispers are the guidance that's always within you. Your ability to find the answer that is needed is your innate superpower. Okay. In the moment you close your eyes and ask, what is my next right move? Whatever that looks like, whatever your next right move is, whatever, if that's a question lingering in your head a lot. Place your trust in the first answer you receive, as your higher self's always connected to what's best for you. Trust. Okay? Trust. When you receive that clarity, trust in it. 444, protection. Guardian angel, shielding, protected aura, divine intervention. There it is right there. There's your protection. That's doubly confirmation, guys. Guidance. 000. You have full support of the divine. The guidance you are seeking is here and your life's moving in the next right direction. In the right direction. This is the start of a new beginning where one cycle ends and a new begins. Affirmation. I trust in the magic of new beginnings and I feel the support and guidance that is all around me. Wow. And then we got 777, right? Along with 11. 7-Eleven. I don't know. Some of you look up 7-Eleven. So it's about alignment. 777. Your progress is recognized and alignment's here. It's within your reach. The whisper is reminding you to stay the course and feel source working through you. Your gifts are being recognized. Affirmation. I blossom and bloom as I use my gifts. All things simply align as I feel the feeling of the divine. A lot of you are, working with your angels, your guides, your ancestors, whoever that is, whatever that is, that looks like for you. That's everything is being heard by them and you're being guided. Okay. And then at the bottom of the deck was 1414, possibilities. Building strong foundations erates. Why did I say erates? Creates stability and welcomes in possibilities. All possibilities exist and are amplified when gratitude is felt for the foundations that are in place. I am grateful for all that is and all that will be. I trust in the possibilities of what I desire or something greater. They're all meant for something greater. This is just all confirmation for those of you that have that. What is my next move, right? What is my next right move? Because that could be really strenuous on us when we're trying to figure out, should I stay in my job? Should I quit my job? Should I start my own business? Is that going to be a gamble? What is that going to look like? What does it entail? Sometimes we have to really just be led by the divine, think outside the box and go with the flow, right? And just know that those doors of opportunity are going to be open for us. Seek that clarity, all right? Seek that clarity. All right. And so I believe that is all the messages that I'm guided to bring to you all today. And so I hope that really could help any of you guys out there with whatever you had on your minds. Maybe there was something in here that resonated with you that could help you to answer that or guide you in some type of direction. Oh, you know what? Hold on. And I have to close it out with this. All right. One more from the Midnight Oracle, please, or anybody that's drawn here to this read. Give me one more piece of advice or guidance for them on their journey in life. What do they need to know? What do they need to know? Okay. That's what they need to know. I love the imagery on these cards. Absolutely beautiful. All right, you guys, these came out in the reverse, and this does do reversal. Okay, so the first one is 36, and that's what it looks like in the upright. Okay, it's called the Warden of Shadows, and it came out in the reverse. And then we have this one, number 18, that also came out in the reverse. It's the Radiant Decay. And so we're going to see what those in the reverse. So 36, if any of you resonate with the number 36, and when you reduce it to 3, 6 is 9. I believe number 9 was the, when I was saying about the Love Oracle deck, there was the number 9 on that card. Okay, so here we go. 36 in the reverse, suppressed emotions. Illusions are being overwhelmed by hidden forces. It warns against ignoring the shadows that cloud clarity. Okay, this is about, you guys really need that clarity right now. And so Spirit's just reinforcing this, okay? About being overwhelmed by hidden forces. It warns against ignoring the shadows that cloud clarity and understanding. What truths are you avoiding, and how can you transform fear into strength? Okay. So it's really taking you back to getting that. You got to gain that clarity. Okay. And so in the reverse, number 18, which is the Radiant Decay. So we're going to look that up also. Number 18. It's talking about, wait, what is this? Oh, it's 48. It's not 18, 48. Okay, the Radiant Decay in the reverse. It's resistance to change, stagnation. I did mention that earlier in the read about being in a stagnant energy, okay? And clinging to what no longer serves you. It warns of avoiding necessary transitions and the fear of endings. Okay, take that how it resonates for you. Reflection. How can you find light in what seems lost? What transformations are you resisting? And where can you allow decay to make space for renewal? That's what the astrological new year brought in Aries, right? And Aries is a fire sign. And so this reading is Leo, fire collective. When you look at what what we're in right now. The season is spring, right? So things that decayed over the winter, now it's bringing in new bloom, right? We're supposed to be getting ourselves out of an old stagnant energy and bringing in the new, what can blossom in our lives, right? Instead of keeping and holding on to that stagnant because of fear. And we need that clarity, right? And I believe it's also all about, in a prior read, I talked about clearing out the fog to make room for clarity, a mental clarity that we need. Okay. We don't want to drift into this new year. Okay. We want to get out of that. And so, with that, we need to gain clarity. So, this read in general really focused on that. Okay. You guys gaining that inner wisdom, that clarity that you need to make decisions for your stagnant energy and overwhelming uh just emotion in general of whatever it is that you feel that you think it's holding you back in life. And so time to make changes in whatever way, shape, or form that looks like for you. And so just gaining that type of clarity, right? That's what we need to do. Start looking into that. And so with that being said, I thank you all so much for joining me here. This is actually this is it's crazy because right now this read is bringing me, I don't know why, I feel like uh slowed down. I don't know if that makes sense. Um, I feel like maybe that's what I'm led to tell some of you guys. It's to slow down. I feel like more of like I don't know, Zen energy, like like calm, cool, and collected. Instead of usually when I'm channeling, when I'm reading, my brain is going 100 miles an hour, right? But right now I feel complete calmness, and maybe that's where you need to be at, getting into that calm energy instead of that overwhelming anxiety, frustrating, rageful type of energy. Maybe pull yourselves out of that and bring yourselves into a calmness. Okay? Because when you do that, your body, it feels relaxing. And so maybe that's what a lot of you need to do. You need time to relax, okay? Time to really heal yourselves. All right. So thank you so much, everybody that joined me on this read, that will join me at whatever time, space, and place that it's called you to. And so thank you so much yet again. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Like, share, and comment if you feel led to comment. But thank you yet again. And until next time, I believe the next sign that we're going to do is, let me see, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. Earth energy, maybe too. That's why I'm taking it down to a calmness, because we're going into that stability aspect, right? With earth energy, and Virgo is an earth sign. So Virgo, you're up next. But thank you so much for my Leos and anybody that has Leo placement, or any of my fire signs, because I believe there was some messages for everybody here, right? Even the whole, everybody, all astrological signs there. I did have a message. So whoever finds this at whatever time, space, or place that you do, I think all reads are pretty much timeless. So if you were in here for whatever reason, it's because there was something in here for you. I believe that. And so thank you so much for joining me. And until we meet again, hopefully sooner rather than later, I will pop on here with a Virgo read. You guys are up next. All right. Thank you so much, and have a good one, and see you all next time.